Top 10 knockouts in the UFC in 2024.
I see my haters proud of me now. When I'm around, it's all smiles. I took over my whole town.
Alright, on this list, I gave myself one rule. I did not want to have any repeat fighters on this list because if that was the case, Alex Pereira would be on here twice and Ilia Topuria would be on here twice. So that's my one rule. But at number 10, we are going with some lighter weight guys. Mr. Alex Perez versus Matheus Nicolau. Alex Perez was coming into this fight after a loss to Muhammad Mokaev. A lot of people thought he was washed, and apparently he was not because that right hand connected with Matheus Nicolau and it turned Matheus Nicolau into a ragdoll. I'm kind of sad that he got hurt in this fight against Tasu Taira, but it is what it is. Hopefully he comes back in 2025, a very much improved version of himself, and hopefully go for another run. At number 9 on my list, we have the one-eyed assassin, Sarah Magomedov versus Armen Petrosyan. Any attempt of a spinning back fist in my book is a A+ effort every single time. But for him to do it twice and actually connect it and that speed the start to a finishing sequence made that fight a whole lot better than it should have been. And Sarah Bullock delivered one of the more unique KOs of 2024. At number 8 on my list, we have somebody that was coming into this fight off of a loss against Mr. Bryce Mitchell. And a lot of people thought Dan Ige was over the hill, but Dan Ige showed in his fight versus Andre Fili that his right hand can still win him 50K at any time. I think the craziest thing about that knockout is he was out cold after the first right hand, and the second right hand just made him go into a deeper realm of sleep. Shout out to Dan, 50K Ige. At number 7 on my list, we have somebody that went 3 years without a knockout or a TKO win on his resume, and he was able to snap that streak very, very viciously and around to him being crowned the ultimate fighter from this year's season. We have Marion Santos versus Khan Ofi. At number 6 on my list, we have somebody that I was introduced to this year, and it was in a very, very spectacular way because I was watching the fight for his opponent. We have Mr. Esteban Ribovics versus Terrence McKinney. Esteban Ribovics absolutely shocked me in this fight because I did not expect to see that happen to T-Rex McKinney that fast and that brutal of a knockout, which I kind of should probably be kind of accustomed to by now. Either Terrence McKinney finished somebody brutally and fast, or he gets finished brutally and fast. And that night, Esteban Ribovics got the better of him. At number 5 on my list, one of the tried and true methods of the UFC ways of building superstars. Feed the old superstars to the young, hungry lion. We have Mr. Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis, if he was able to win this fight, was going to have an absolute jetpack strapped to that man's back en route to the lightweight title shot. Any place he'll want to have that title shot, he probably would have been up there with the champion in terms of star power if he was able to finish Dustin Poirier. But Dustin Poirier showed that he still has some fights left in him, and he was able to absolutely start the Frenchman. At number 4 on my list, we have one of the Fighters of the Year contenders. We have Mr. Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka. I'll put this one here over the Jamal Hill knockout because I feel like the fight should have been stopped at the end of the first round. And Alex Pereira just came out in the second round and finished what he started in the first round. I mean, that was an absolute killer of a head kick. I don't think anybody expected to see that coming, and it landed flush, and he finished what he needed to do. Alex Pereira is my number 4. Number 3 on my list, we have a new contender to be the GOAT at 145 pounds. We have Mr. Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. Ilia Topuria did something that nobody thought was possible. He finally cracked Max Holloway's granite chin, and he did it in a fantastic performance all the way through. Ilia Topuria is my number 3 knockout of the year. Number 2 on my list, these fighters are not very known yet. The key word is yet. Vinicius Oliveira has had a very, very good year in 2024, but I am taking Mr. Vinicius Oliveira versus Bernardo Silva. This was a pretty good fight. I mean, Vinicius Oliveira was in trouble for a lot of that fight, but I mean, it's not how it starts, it's how it's finished. And Vinicius Oliveira gave us one of the most memorable knockouts of the year. And number 1 on my list, you haven't seen it yet, so I'm assuming that you know what it is. It is Mr. Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. That's everything you want to see in the final 10 seconds of a fight. I mean, they left it all out there on the line. Either one of them could have been face down on the canvas, but Max Holloway gave Justin Gaethje the opportunity to get it back, and Max Holloway was able to win that firefight in brutal, fantastic fashion, and I don't see a knockout topping that very soon in terms of magnitude, because you have Justin Gaethje, who is one of the best 155 pounders in the world at the moment, and you have Max Holloway, who doesn't need this fight. He has a title shot waiting for him at 145, and they went out there and put it all on the line all the way through the fight. But that is my list. What would you guys change? Let me know down below. What was your favorite knockout of 2024? Like always, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Be good people. Peace.